Welcome back to the channel. Last episode we fitted these big fog lights and today we're going to wire them up. So to get these working I'm going to use the original feed wiring off these, which I think runs down here somewhere. So we're going to dig it out. I think we're going to pull it through the front of the grill, feed the wiring through. I think that'll be the easiest way. That's a lot of throughs. I also bought a decent tripod, as we know what happened last time, so hopefully no more mishaps. Let's crack on. I start by removing the front splitter to give me better access to the wiring. With it unbolted, I can drop it down and unplug the original wiring for the fog lights and also the speaker for the CB radio. I don't know about you, but I think it looks really good without the splitter. So with the front lip off we can see a bit more. Climb up there. I think that's the feed wire, so I'll flick the fog lights on and get the multimeter and we'll test it. And this is just a cable for a speaker that was fitted to the CB radio. And up there you can see the small black Chevy. I turn the fog lights on and test the wire and end up with this voltage all over the shop. I cut the manky old terminal off and strip the wire further back, hopefully giving me a better connection. Then I retest. With my feed wire found, I move on to cutting lengths of wire to reach each fog light. Now I can move on to soldering the lengths of wire I've just cut onto the multi-plugs I fitted to the fog lights. And I want to give my dad a massive shout out for making this awesome workbench. It's making life so much easier not having to walk to the shed every time I need to do something. So thanks a lot, Dad. Now this isn't a sponsored video, but I do want to say how good this Draper micro gas soldering iron has been so far. It's been really handy. With the fog light loom all made up, I can move on to fitting it to the van. I go ahead and use the original fog lighter, and then I can plug it all in and test it. That is the fog lights working. They look really good. I'm going to clean up all the wire underneath, tie it all up, because it's obviously can't stay like that. And then I'm going to try and make the indicators side lights, because I think they are on Yankee vehicles. I think it'll look good with orange side lights as well. As soon as I get these lights out, I see a suspicious amount of electrical tape. Seeing this much tape and a twin filament bulb confirms my suspicion that these should be side lights. So I strip all the tape off and wire them back together. So it looks like I was right, and they should be side lights as well. I'm not going to bother testing it, I'm just going to stick them back together, so I think that'll work. It's a twin filament bulb, so that's got to be how it is. Get the soldering iron back up. With it all wired back together, I can whack the lights on and see if the side lights are working, which they are. With the side light working, I put the indicator on to make sure it flashes. So I'll do the same on the other side and slap the front end back together. With the van stripped down this far, it seems silly not to replace all the dirty bulbs. And that is the front end back together. I think they look really good, the lights, and I can't wait to try them in the dark. And while I'm at wiring, these in the running boards are actually lights. Oh, a bit tight down there. So there's some wires down there that have been cut. I think the steps have been off before. I'm just going to reattach them with some terminals and see what it does. I only know these side steps should have lights in them because of videos I've seen of other vans. And with 4 wires that have been cut and are both matching colours, I think it's pretty obvious that these need putting back together. With a bit of forward thinking, I use male and female spade connectors in case I ever need to take the steps off in the future. I don't even know if these are wired up to side lights or not, but we're going to have to try. I can reach the switch. Let's have a look. Oh yes. They work. This thing's going to be visible from space pretty soon. I'm going to roll it back and do the other side to match. Right, let's try side 2. Oh, we've got partial light. So, probably got some bulbs out in it. Put covers off and we'll have a look. So I did manage to get the light cover off and have a look in the unit, and it's missing bulbs for some reason. Someone's done some interesting work under there. But I'm fed up of rolling around on the floor for one day, so I'm going to go out to the shop in the morning, get some new bulbs because it's just 501 capless bulbs. Hopefully fit them, and then all the steps will be working. And then tomorrow we can work on getting this headliner section out so we can fit the marker lights to the roof and get them wired up. And then we can go see what it looks like in the dark. I'm really excited for that. Hope it looks good as I'm thinking it will. So I'll catch you in the morning. The next morning I start off by removing this upper switch panel and then any other trim that will get in the way of getting to the roof. So one by one, I'm pulling panels out for the headliner. I'm hoping one of these wires will be a side light that'll make wiring the marker lights really easy. And I've got a couple more screws to pull out, and I can get this front roof section panel out, and then hopefully have access to the roof to be able to drill our holes so we can fit the marker lights. And then I'll trace all these wires, see if any of them are for side light. And I won't mind making the outer ones indicators as well to match, but we'll see how we are. I'll carry on pulling screws out. Now I didn't bother showing you because it's just more unscrewing, it's getting a bit boring now, isn't it? But headliner panel is now down. I'm trying my hardest not to unplug anything. So we've got the headliner panel out. I've not really been showing you because it's just more unscrewing and it's getting a bit boring, isn't it? So let me flip the camera around. Panels out. I'm trying my hardest not to unplug these because nothing's labelled and I don't really want that hassle. But we can see the fiberglass shell now. I've just noticed there's that wiring loom just there. And what I'm hoping is that's the original wiring loom for the van part, not the conversion part. And we might be able to tap in that for side lights and indicators. So I'm going to read my instruction manual, see what the wiring is, see if any of them match up, and then I can do a bit of testing. And then hopefully these should be pretty easy to fit. So I'll be back with you in a minute. So it turned out none of the wires up at the top was a side light. So I removed the headlight switch and tested it to try and find a side light feed. So it turned out none of the wiring up here was anything to do with the factory wiring. It's all been added in. So what I've done is I've took the dash part, pulled the headlight switch out, which I found these, I think they're called Scotch lock terminals, so you can add in wires. So I'm just going to use that one because that is a side light feed, and then I'll run my own wiring up the pillar through the headliner, and then I'll daisy chain all the lights together once I've put them in. I don't think for now I'm going to bother doing indicators in them. I think I'm just going to have side lights just to make it a bit simpler. And then when it's nice weather and I gut the vehicle, I can rewire it all properly. Get rid of all these dodgy looking terminals and Scotch locks and everything. I think that's going to be the best plan. So I'll feed some wiring in there. What do you think so far?
Look like a dinosaur.
Don't know what dinosaurs you've seen. Well, that was that. So the lights are in. Wonderful assistant helped me. Say hi, assistant.
Hi, assistant.
Just got to wire them up there. I'll show you. So yeah, they're all on. Gonna get them wired up, and then we can go test it in the dark. See how good it looks. You think it's gonna look good?
Yes.
Yes.
Well.
Go wired up then. Hi guys, it's Future Brad here. It turns out I didn't record anything of me wiring it up or putting the van back together. So you're just gonna have to believe that I did it. And we'll just go straight to the good bit of showing what it looks like. Are you kidding me?